torrential rains and some flash flooding. Unfortunately, last weekend we also had scheduled the Blakely Butler moot court competition.
Thank you for your patience over the past 2 weeks as we have dealt with this unprecedented pandemic. We will revert to online distance instruction.
But we're going to run this competition. The Advocates, we do 6 competitions a year, and it's really the full gamut. For many people who are law students, we are the first experience that they're going to have in a safe environment.
Hi, my name's John.
And my name's Michael.
And we are the winners of the Hippard Novice Quarantine Edition.
Hi everyone. It really seems like Hippard Open was a lifetime ago with all that's happened, but I am so grateful to have been a part of the competition.
My name is Yusuf Abdul-Hafiz. I'm one of the runner-ups in the John Black Moot Court competition.
My name is Shannon Wright. My partner Hina Moyuddin and I won the Blakely Butler Moot Court competition.
Hi, my name's Kenyon Sanford. I'm a 3L at the University of Houston. This year I was lucky enough to win the Tom Newhouse mediation competition with my partner Drew Padley.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Penner and I competed this year in the John Black Moot Court competition for the University of Houston.
My name is Alan Janjuke and I was a Blakely Butler Moot Court competition finalist.
I'm Michael Aragon. Thank you for the opportunity to compete as a finalist in this school year's Tom Newhouse mediation competition.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Klump, and I'm one of the winners of the Hippard Open competition from 2019.
My name is Drew Padley, and I'm the winner, along with Kenyon Sanford, of the Tom Newhouse mediation competition.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Williams. I originally signed up for the John Black competition because I just wanted to force myself to get out of my comfort zone. But as my partner Tiffany Penner and I continued on throughout the rounds and we started getting feedback from the judges, I started to realize that maybe this is something that I'm good at, something that I actually enjoy doing.
I'm really grateful I had the opportunity to participate in my first Advocates competition.
Competing in Hippard Open this year was a great experience.
Blakely Butler is a great competition because it isn't limited to only moot court team members or only to 1Ls.
And I gotta tell you, I had an amazing time doing the mediation competition. I've never done anything like mock trial or moot court or any other advocates competition, so this was something totally different, totally new, and I had a ton of fun.
As a 1L, the Lawrence Thompson competition was a really great experience.
What I learned the most from the Hippard Open was evidence. We learned evidence whenever we were in class, but it was the competitions that really provided the context for us to be able to practice the rules.
The best part about competing in the John Black Moot Court competition has been realizing how the skills that I developed in preparation for the competition can actually be applied in my everyday law school career.
It was a ton of fun and a really gratifying experience for a lot of reasons, but what I loved most was that it challenged me to be familiar enough with both sides of a legal argument that I could be conversational about it with a judge.
This competition taught me so much, not only because of the skills and different types of things that you learn doing a mock trial competition, but also in real life I was dealing with a lot of different things as well. And it really helped me learn how to juggle all kinds of important things in my life, like I'm going to have to do as an attorney.
As someone who doesn't have a lawyer in her family, I didn't have as much experiential knowledge coming into law school. The competition was an invaluable way to flex my skills and confirm that I really can advocate as a lawyer.
Yeah, and my favorite part was the practical experience that you really can't get anywhere else your 1L year. And also that it was a lot of fun.
I'd never even seen a mediation done in my work as a law clerk, so I came into it very fresh, very new, my first round.
It was pretty daunting standing at that podium, but I realized afterwards that it was a low-stakes, constructive environment where I got to stand in front of a judge and defend an argument. And that's not an experience that you can get in the classroom.
I think what I took most away from that competition was an understanding of the unique way that attorneys communicate in the courtroom, particularly at the appellate level, and had to learn how to speak in third person and speak on behalf of the respondent, on behalf of the petitioner, and not on behalf of myself.
So a lot of what we do in law school, whether it's like reading cases or writing memos, stuff like that, you know, you're by yourself and it can be very technical and it can just take a long time and can be pretty tedious. But in a competition like this, the pressure's on, you have a teammate, you get to compete for a few moments, for a few hours, It's sort of like you're back in high school sports or college sports or something like that. It's just electric in those rooms when you're trying to figure out how to get an upper hand on the other negotiating teams.
I found it especially useful because right before my first out-of-state moot court competition, I competed in Blakely, which gave me the chance to bolster my oral advocacy skills. I recommend this competition to anyone, especially those who are interested in pursuing litigation.
Now, the area where I grew the most was definitely oral advocacy. My background is in electrical engineering, and so I didn't really have much of a chance to practice public speaking. So these competitions were like a catapult for me. At this point, I feel proud about how I sound whenever I talk, and I'm confident about what I'm going to say.
I learned how to approach mediation strategically while listening and learning more about what an opposing party values. But I also learned to still value mediation as an opportunity to come up with creative solutions that can solve your client's complex problems without taking on the risk of continued litigation.
The format of the tournament forces you to look at one case deeply from both sides, which allows you to strengthen your organization skills, your creativity when coming up with arguments, and collaborate with other people like your partner or even other teams that you compete against. I know these are the types of skills that have made me a better advocate and will definitely make me a better student in the future and for the rest of my law school career.
Growth truly happens when you step out of your comfort zone. There were skills and strategies I learned from each round that I could implement in the next. From my amazing partner, to the opponents across the table, to the judges who gave me valuable feedback, they were all able to bring out the best in me.
I had the most amazing partner who killed it in Hibbert Open while also writing a brief to the Fifth Circuit on an immigration case she was working on. We were fortunate enough to compete with our incredible friends who are amazing advocates as well.
I loved working with my partner Spencer to plan our case out and getting some awesome advice from Houston area lawyers who judged our rounds to make each of our next rounds better and better. By far one of my favorite things too was going against some of the awesome talent that we have at the Law Center, including going against friends in the final round and having one of the most competitive and intense rounds that we've ever tried.
And the highlight of the whole thing was for sure the performance of the witnesses that we had working with us. So our friends, they took so much time out of their schedule to be able to learn their parts, and because of that, they were able to respond authentically. They were quick, they were witty, they were funny, and it made the whole thing just run so smoothly, and it made it very enjoyable.
Something that I'm very grateful for is being able to watch other competitors put on their case, hearing different styles of advocating, seeing how different cases were interpreted and argued, and being given the opportunity to hear from judges to what worked, what didn't work, so that I could continue to better myself as an advocate moving forward.
It was a really cool experience to be able to take the training from each round from real attorneys and be able to use that every subsequent round up into semifinals, up into finals. We only were able to get better, and that was due to Blakely's ability to give us real advice even in the middle of a competition.
My favorite thing about the competition was probably the amount of feedback the judges gave us. Even though it was over Zoom, and in some instances the rounds went long because of technical problems, they still stuck around and made sure we could hear exactly what we did well and what we needed to work on.
What I enjoyed the most was the advice that we would get from the judges at the end of the rounds. A lot of times whenever you're working with your team, it can kind of turn into an echo chamber, and so what the judges had to say, it broke that, and it was exactly what we needed to hear every time.
As a 1L entering competition for the first time, I learned so much. I learned about appellate advocacy, I learned about moot court procedures, and I learned that I really like competition. While I entered law school thinking that I wanted to be a transactional attorney, my focus is now shifted to litigation work. Thank you for that.
So I can't speak highly enough of this experience and of competitions in general.
When we won the whole thing, it was such a surprise, and overall it was a rewarding experience, and I'm just so glad that I had the opportunity to compete in a competition like this. So thank you, advocates.
It was great to be able to get a little experience in mediation before real lives and real costs associated with it are kind of on the line as a practicing attorney.
No matter what you're going to do at law school, I think this is an incredible experience, and I'd highly recommend it for anyone.
We want to both take a second to thank the judges, the advocates, our fellow competitors. I think everyone did a great job given the circumstance, and I really don't think the competition could have gone better than it did.
Thank you to all of the donors and the sponsors, the advocates, and everyone involved in making this competition a wonderful experience for myself and my fellow students.
And I'd also like to reiterate the thanks to the judges, advocates, and to our fellow competitors. Thank you all.
And we are just so grateful that we got this experience. So I'm wishing you all health and wellness to you and yours.